I went to countless drinking sessions and sucked up to so many bosses after the contract was signed. But the company gave the position they promised me to a nepo baby, so I decided to slack off totally. Refuse to meet important clients. Spin the lazy Susan when the boss is reaching for food. Leave half my drink untouched when the boss is chugging. Why didn't you finish it? Stomach hurts. The big project assigned by the boss got poached by our rival company. Not my fucking problem. Am I the only employee around here? I can just quit and go home to inherit the family business. I had a crazy all-night bender. I landed the company's biggest annual deal. The client was a foreign businessman. He held his glass and kept gushing about how great my alcohol tolerance is. Little did he know. To win him over, I'd already taken 3 hangover pills and thrown up twice, just to stay sober. We signed the contract smoothly that night. For the next 3 years, their company will only work with us for all their shipping needs. But the next noon, when I arrived at the office, the director started yelling at me right away. Look at the time. You're just showing up now. What I did last night? Don't you have a clue? I stared at him coldly. I drank with those white guys from afternoon till night yesterday. How could he not know? Tch, I'll let your past behavior slide. But now we have a new manager. You better behave yourself. She crossed her arms. Sujaki had a super snarky look on her face. New manager? I stared at her. Didn't you say if I closed this deal, the manager position would be mine? Where did this new manager come from? Before I could finish talking, a cocky figure walked out from the corner. The man looked super arrogant, his nose practically pointing up at the sky. This is your new direct general manager from now on. His name is Lin Tao. He's a finance master's grad who studied abroad. He'll be in charge of all business operations from now on. The director introduced. Everyone immediately clapped and yelled, "Hello, Mr. Lin." My face turned pale with rage. I couldn't wrap my head around it. I wanted to prove myself. I wanted my family to see that I have the ability to make it on my own without the family's help. But after all my hard work, I got backstabbed by the boss I trusted the most. Director Lin looked at me contemptuously. Wait for you to close a big deal. We'd be waiting forever. You better follow the rules properly from now on. Don't slack off like you used to, or I won't be able to cover for you anymore. Lin Tao even glanced at me dismissively. If you run into any trouble closing deals, you can come to me for help. Seeing the two of them tag teaming like this, I couldn't help rolling my eyes. I rummaged through my briefcase. I took the copy of the contract I signed yesterday and threw it right at Sujaki's face. Open your damn eyes and look carefully, asshole, I said as I propped my feet up on the desk. You think about it now. Either you fire that so-called manager, or I'll tear up this contract. Sujaki was furious at first, but when she took the contract off, her face and read it clearly. Her face was filled with shock. You actually signed this, the 3-year shipping contract with Joseph Group. I leaned back and rocked in my chair, and didn't answer. Lin Tao next to me looked totally disbelieving. He also leaned over to look at the contract. It's real. That young face glanced at me, then looked back at the contract. How is it possible for Joseph Group to just hand over all their shipping to one company like this? I rolled my eyes at him again. Even a pig can be a general manager. Lin Tao's face turned dark with anger. If you think this is fake, go sue me right now. Forging a company seal is a serious crime, after all. I turned to look at Sujaki again after saying that. Pour me a cup of tea. Sujaki was still in a daze holding the contract. She hurriedly grabbed a cup to get me water. This scene shocked all the other colleagues in the office. They all knew I've always been the company's top salesperson. That's for sure. But they've never seen me this arrogant before. It was truly their first time. 3 years ago, this company was just a tiny, no-name company. I chose to work here, just because I wanted to prove my own ability. In 3 years, I drank with countless people until I threw up, closed so many deals. I basically hit almost the entire company's KPI every year by myself. The company's boss went from being constantly worried to grinning from ear to ear. Everyone knows how hard I've worked through all this, but I never got cocky about it at all. Instead, I worked my ass off and treated this company like my own home. But now some random loser from who knows where wants to take my position. That's totally ridiculous. Soon after, Sujaki brought the tea over to me. Shaoki, the manager position, has already been given to Lin Tao. It's not like the title is that big of a deal anyway. It's just a title. All the commissions and performance bonuses you deserve. You'll get every last cent, no less. Sujaki forced a smile as she spoke. This old woman switches up her attitude real quick, and President Ken also said, after you come back from closing this deal, we'll give you a portion of the company's vested shares too. You'll be a shareholder of the company from then on. Hearing that, I couldn't help but snort. I get vested shares for the performance I pulled off myself. Then what do I even need you bunch of management staff for? My words were pretty harsh. I basically insulted every single top executive at the company. Lin Tao, standing next to me, had the funniest expression on his face. He looked like he thought that after I said stuff like this, I was so dead meat. What he didn't know was, just with this Joseph Group deal alone, I could do absolutely nothing for 3 years and still live off it comfortably. That's not how this works. You're out of line, Wu Chinka. I sneered and took a sip of tea. Pfft, that's burning hot. Do you even know how to pour tea? I stared right at Sujaki. The old lady's expression kept shifting back and forth. She finally seemed to force down her anger and said to me, "Come with me. Both you and Lin Tao come inside. I'll give both of you a fair deal." As expected. The second we stepped into Sujaki's office, she started lecturing me, Wu Chinki. The company did promise you stuff, but this is out of our hands. I'll talk to the higher-ups and get you an extra 3% cut. How does that sound? I rolled my eyes at her right away. You think I'm short on that? You're the one who promised me something and went back on your word. Now you're acting like I'm the one being unreasonable, saying it's out of your hands. As I said that, I rolled my eyes at Lin Tao, who was standing to the side, letting some random loser step all over me. Who the hell does he think he is? I was already being super harsh, but it's not like I was overreacting. To prove myself? To get the general manager position, how much effort did I put in? In 3 years? I've ended up in the hospital God knows how many times. I earned this with my own blood, sweat, and tears. Why should some fresh graduate, a nepo baby, step all over me? What did you say? Watch your damn mouth. Lin Tao was so mad he stood up immediately. His eyes were blazing with anger. Wu Chinke! Sujaki quickly stepped between us to stop the fight. Do you know how to talk properly? Lin Yao's dad is on the board of directors. He personally arranged for Lin Tao to be here. What can you do about it? As soon as she said that, Lin Tao turned his anger onto Sujaki. What did you say? Are you saying I'm deadweight? No. Sujaki quickly denied it, realizing she'd said the wrong thing. Manager Lin is an overseas returnee, and he's worked at a Fortune Global 500 company before. How could he be deadweight? I was just scolding Wu Chinke for being rude, okay? Their conversation made me snort with laughter. Fortune 500 company? Which Fortune 500 company? I leaned back on the office sofa and crossed my legs. Go on, tell me which Fortune 500 company it was. Like this garbage company could afford someone like that. My words stunned Lin Tao. Wu Chinke. Don't look at people with that narrow-minded view. Okay, I haven't worked at a Fortune 500 company myself, but my mentor was a manager at a Fortune 500 company. Mentor? I laughed even harder. You just said you worked there yourself earlier. Now suddenly you have a mentor. Oh wow, my mentor even had dinner with Warren Buffett, the god of stocks, I replied dryly. That's pretty impressive. After just a few lines of back and forth, I already figured out exactly what kind of person Lin Tao is. He has a dad who's on the board, so he thinks this company is his own personal territory. And that whole mentor who's a Fortune 500 manager thing. Do you even have any clue what a Fortune 500 company means? In the business world, not to mention Lin Tao's so-called overseas degree, is just from some no-name diploma mill. Do you always have to be such a smartass? Lin Tao pointed a finger straight at me. I'm telling you, I don't care what kind of trash you are. When you work under me, if you're a dragon, coil yourself up. If you're a tiger, crouch and stay low. On top of that, you're just a little employee who relies entirely on the company for a living. His words made me snort with angry laughter. Fucking go ask your deadbeat dad. Whether the company feeds me or I feed the company. Right after that, I stood up immediately. This is so damn boring. I quit. As for the cooperation with the Joseph Group, you can forget about that too. Whoa, don't be impulsive. Sujaki immediately tried to smooth things over, but I had already pushed open the office door, as expected. In less than 2 minutes, Sujaki walked out to butter me up from behind. Xiaoke, don't act so rashly. You've worked here for so long. You can't just up and leave out of nowhere. I glanced up at her. Yeah, of course I won't just leave like that. The company still owes me hundreds of thousands in unpaid commissions. Sujaki's face turned blue from my retort, Xiaoke. You know that, right? I really don't want you to leave. All the resources I've had these years, I've almost spent all of them training you. Training me? Her words made me laugh angrily again. Is it you training me? Or me keeping the company afloat? You know that perfectly well yourself, Sujaki. I really don't know what you do as a director all day. Can't you just stick to your useless idle job? Why are you pulling that crap of placing your connections in the department? Now that we've torn off all pretenses, I don't have any polite face to show her anymore. Everyone in the department turned to look at me. Sujaki looked really embarrassed. Xiao Ke, if you're thinking of leaving, I'll fight for whatever you want. Hearing that, I got a little interested. Sure, then give me back my manager position. But this request put Sujaki in a tough spot again. Before she could speak, I said with a soft laugh, or give me a position higher than manager, that works too. If not, just give me your director position. Sujaki's face turned even paler with anger. A position is just a title. Is it really that important? Sometimes my salary is even lower than yours. That question made the anger I'd been holding in burst out. Important? I'm telling you right now, asshole. The position is very important to me. My salary is higher than your useless director's salary because I earned it drink by drink, one shot at a time. What have you been doing in the office every day? Have you even had one drink for work? Have you even talked to a single client? Sujaki's face turned ugly from being yelled at. Shut your mouth. She lowered her voice. I'll fight for the position you want. Just don't say you're quitting. I'll also sort things out with Lin Tao. Seeing this, my mood calmed down a little, but I still thought she was kind of ridiculous. She can go back on her promises like that. Does she really think I'll still fall for her empty promises? Fine, I'll give you some time. Looking at Sujaki, this total fence-sitter, I got a few ideas in my head. The water that bears the boat is the same that swallows it up. I can choose not to leave too. If she keeps her promises, I'll be polite and cooperative. But if she doesn't, don't blame me for what happens next. Put simply, I'm ready to slack off completely now. Anyway, as long as I stop working, no one else has the guts to say. They can carry the whole company on their shoulders. If that useless returnee says he can do it, then let him try. Sujaki froze for a moment, but still nodded. She patted my shoulder lightly before leaving, and as expected, Lin Tao came over right after. It's work hours. What are you doing here? As soon as he arrived, he tried to use his manager identity to intimidate me right off the bat. None of your fucking business. Believe it or not, I'll deduct your full attendance bonus. Lin Tao pointed a finger at me. I swatted his hand away casually. Whatever, just get lost now. Don't stop me from sleeping. And mind your own business. I already finished this month's performance quota. I laid down and went straight to sleep right after. Lin Tao's hands were shaking with anger. So what if you have a few more clients? I'm an international finance major. I even passed the National College English Test Band 4. Do you have that? I have a master's degree in finance. I've managed God knows how many capital chains. What do you have? He was showing off behind me, but I acted like I didn't hear a thing. Have you ever worked in Silicon Valley? Have you ever managed capital for a big group? These are the abilities a manager should have. Not just knowing how to drink alcohol. Just drum up some business, that's all it takes. You really don't know your limits, do you? I was fast asleep. I was just about to start snoring. Maybe Lin Tao got bored on his own. He shook his head and left by himself. Half asleep, I sneered to myself. Tests for English majors band 4. Isn't that the most basic certificate there is? For the sake of international business, I passed TEM 8 ages ago. And as for having worked in Silicon Valley, if picking up trash in Silicon Valley counts as working there, then he's actually pretty impressive for just stubbing his toe there. Drumming up business. If international business was really that simple, then before I joined this company, it wouldn't have been barely hanging on like it was. But I couldn't be bothered to prove anything. I'd already decided to slack off anyway. Plus, an idea slowly started to form in my head. 80% of the company's business comes from me. The clients recognize me, not the company. Any other company could provide the exact same service. And looking at the current situation, if I put in a little time, it's not impossible to gut this entire company completely. After all, I brought all the resources here anyway. Just give it back to me, that's all. That's such a simple thing. That night, the higher-ups must have heard about what happened that day. They made a special trip to the office. Said they wanted to hold a celebration banquet. The company's top chairman, Mr. Chien. When I first joined the company, he was the one who patted my back and told me to work hard. At the dinner table, Lin Tao was sitting right next to him, looking all smug and arrogant. Sujaki was sitting on the chairman's other side, sitting up perfectly straight and proper. Only me and a few other junior employees were sitting by the door, like a bunch of lowly errand boys. Putting on such airs like this, I knew exactly what they were trying to say. No matter what I have done, I'm still nothing more than a low-level employee who only gets to sit by the door. Don't even think about outshining your boss. As for what today's dinner actually is, at its very core, it's just a power play targeted at me. A total hangmen banquet. Xiaoke, I've heard about your request too, and I really understand where you're coming from. But there's a solution for every problem. You can't keep causing trouble like this. Hearing these words, I stayed silent and kept eating. All these leaders have one thing in common. They say things that sound like they mean something, but actually mean nothing at all. It's so boring. Hey, don't just focus on eating. The chairman raised his glass. Come on, let's have a toast. A toast to all of you hardworking frontline employees. The company will never treat you badly. As soon as he finished speaking, the two junior employees next to me immediately raised their glasses, looking totally flattered. But the chairman's eyes were fixed on me the whole time. Xiaoke, I know you feel wronged, but you have to trust the company with these matters. Raise your glass, I'm toasting you. I glanced at him out of the corner of my eye. I just sneered internally. Trust the company, he says. He never said what the company is actually going to do, right? I raised my glass, sure. The chairman tilted his head back and downed the whole drink, and I just put my glass straight back down. Out of the corner of my eye, I saw the chairman's face darken, but he didn't say anything in the end. To ease the awkwardness, he picked up his chopsticks to get some food, and I spun the lazy Susan right away. I grabbed a sweet and sour rib and put it in my mouth. I looked at the chairman with his chopsticks hanging in the air and chuckled. This dish is really delicious. You should eat more, sir. On the other side, Sujaki reacted quickly. Mr. Chen, let me get some food for you. You're in a senior position. It's inconvenient for you to reach sometimes. Hearing this, Mr. Qian's expression improved a lot. I just kept my head down and ate. The reason Sujaki can sit in that seat isn't for no reason at all. She knows how to talk and act properly. Being smooth-tongued and opportunistic is a skill too. When she put those dishes in Mr. Qian's bowl, the old man paused for a second and chuckled. Heh. The company recognizes your abilities, and we always welcome talented people to join us. A company needs more fresh blood. We can't keep doing things the old way forever. As Mr. Chen was speaking, he even glanced at me on purpose. It was obvious that line was another power play. I still kept my head down and ate. I could choose to understand what he meant, or choose not to. As for whether I understand it or not, that depends entirely on my mood. Some of you feel the company's treatment is unfair, so I'll give you a chance to prove yourselves. As soon as Mr. Qian finished speaking, several junior employees immediately got fired up. Mr. Qian, we'd even risk our lives for the company, and we'll definitely bring great results for the company. That's right, Mr. Qian. Everything we've achieved up till now is all thanks to the company's support. Listening to the two of them pledge their loyalty, the chairman was all smiles. I knew that with talented young folks like you in the company, it will definitely thrive. As he said that, he specifically glanced at Lin Tao sitting next to him. You just took over the company's management. Come to me if you don't know how to handle anything. If anyone refuses to follow your orders, let me know anytime too. While speaking, Mr. Chen specifically glanced my way. I didn't look up and kept eating. The food today is so delicious. I used to only focus on drinking and discussing work at these dinners. I never even tasted what the food was like after the meal. It all got thrown up later anyway. But now I realize the food at this restaurant actually tastes really great. The dinner went quiet for a few seconds. Then everyone started flattering each other and toasting. Lin Tao even purposely came over to toast me. I ignored him straight away. His hand hung there in midair. Lin Tao finally lost his temper. Wu Jingke, you think way too highly of yourself, don't you? He demanded directly, and I looked up. Sorry about that. I have a stomachache today, so I'm just gonna eat more food. With that, I picked up another bite of food. Lin Tao's face turned livid, but he couldn't find an excuse to blow up. Sujaki immediately stepped in to smooth things over. Oh, Xiaoqi has to attend so many work events outside normally. He's really worked very hard. We should cut him some slack, really. I'll drink this toast for him. Sujaki raised her glass and downed it in one go. That calmed the situation down a little. I didn't care, and just kept shoveling food into my mouth, following the principle of better you than me. Whoever wants to drink can drink. But I didn't expect Mr. Qian to call my name directly. Wu Jingke, the company landing the Joseph Group's order is partially thanks to you. I don't deserve that much credit. I replied casually. For the company to reach the next level, we can't do it without your hard work. Recently, the Joseph Group in the northern region has a huge demand for transportation services. I want you to land that contract for us. If you do that, our company's performance this year will hopefully exceed 1.5 billion yuan. I looked up and glanced at him. My mind was only filled with cold sneers. So this old bastard said all that stuff earlier, just to set me up for this, huh? But I'd already decided to slack off completely. I had zero interest in working my ass off for him. Besides, the Joseph Group, those guys from the northern region, fill their thermoses with straight vodka. Who dares to go after their contract? You'd lose half your life trying to get it. I shook my head and refused directly. Can't do it. I don't know anyone from the Joseph Group. Mr. Qian was stunned by my blunt reply. What do you mean by that? You dare to go against the company's targets. I kept picking up more food. I've already hit all my targets for this year. Leave the other company targets to other people so they get a chance to prove themselves. Hearing my response, Mr. Qian wanted to say something but held back. But Lin Tao next to him immediately laughed. Hey, Wu Qingke, you really think the company can't run without you, huh? Even when I worked at Fortune 500 companies, I've never met anyone as arrogant as you. His blunt words made me stop what I was doing, and I stared right at him, which made him a little uneasy. General Manager Lin is so capable that landing a contract from the Joseph Group should be easy for you, right? Are you doubting that I'm capable of that? Lin Tao slammed the table immediately. Then I'll land it just to prove it to you. I smiled softly. I'm sure General Manager Lin can definitely do it. I wiped my mouth, stood up and said, I'm full. You guys take your time eating. I'll head out first. Under everyone's gazes, I left the private room, ending this dinner where I didn't drink a single drop of alcohol. Not a single drop of alcohol. Slacking off is so fucking great. Over the next few days, Lin Tao was nowhere to be seen in the office. Looks like he went to coordinate with the Joseph Group. I was pretty happy about that. Anyway, all I do every day at the office is eat melon seeds and drink tea. All the other colleagues looked at me with envy in their eyes. Sujaki didn't dare to say much either. After all, I'm the person who doesn't even show respect to the top boss, Mr. Qian. What could she say? Day after day, I suddenly realized this kind of life is actually pretty awesome. I used to be busy with drinking events and schmoozing clients every day. How would I have time to slow down and enjoy the busy traffic downstairs from the office? But now I'm up in this tall office building, looking down at everything in the city. It feels like I've got all the power in my hands. The phone rings. It's my dad calling. Son, your mom and I are back from California. Come to the hotel for dinner tonight, okay? Hearing that familiar voice, I couldn't help chuckling and said, okay. There was a pause on the other end of the line, like he couldn't believe it. 'Cause I used to be too busy with work and turn him down right away. But today I agreed so readily. Great. I'll order 2 extra dishes for you. It's so rare that you're not busy today. My dad actually sounded pretty excited as he said that. I haven't had dinner with you in forever. I don't even know what you like to eat anymore. That tone of his actually tugged at my heartstrings a little. I always thought my dad didn't get me before. Didn't understand me. Always used his own success to dismiss my abilities. Thought I was just standing on their shoulders to get to where I am today. That's why I kept pushing myself so hard, just to prove myself. But now that things have calmed down all of a sudden, I realized I was the one who was wrong this whole time. Dad, just order whatever you want. I don't have any dietary restrictions. I eat everything. Hearing that, my dad sounded even more excited. We chatted about small stuff for a bit more before hanging up. Looking at the busy traffic down below the building, I suddenly felt like going home. The family business is something I should take charge of. I felt a commotion behind me while I was lost in thought. A bunch of employees spoke up. Hello, Mr. Lin. Hello, Mr. Lin. I turned around and saw Lin Tao walking and all swaggering, looking totally arrogant. Let me tell you guys. I have a dinner appointment with the Joseph Group tonight. Landing the Joseph Group's order is totally in the bag tonight. Long live Mr. Lin. Right after Lin Tao said that, all the employees started clapping. The office atmosphere was super lively. But obviously I know exactly who he's saying this for. It's obvious he's saying all this loud on purpose for me to hear. Any of you want to come with me tonight? Lin Tao asked again. But this time the office went silent. Everyone knows the people from the Joseph Group are all total drunks. When it comes to drinking sessions, these smart folks in the office know exactly what's up. I'm more than happy to see Lin Tao get embarrassed. I don't even have to do anything. His face is already awkward enough. Everyone knows. If Lin Tao drags you there, you're just there to take drinks for him. The main thing is, we're all salespeople here. We're not scared of drinking. We just hate drinking for no good reason. Lin Tao is the general manager. When it comes to performance, who dares to take credit from him? Lin Tao noticed my half-smiling expression. He glared at me for a second. Before speaking up, whoever is willing to come gets half the performance credit once we close the deal. Plus, they get a chance to be promoted to team lead. That's a newly created position. It comes with a higher base salary plus performance bonuses. As soon as he finished talking, everyone reacted immediately. Some people raised their hands to sign up, but very few people actually want to go. After all, you need to have the life to spend the money you earn. Not everyone is willing to risk their health for it. And you, come with me tonight. After giving all these orders, Lin Tao looked over at me. I knew exactly what that look meant. Without you, the company won't stop running. but I just stared right back at him, not even giving him any reaction in my eyes. 'Cause Lin Tao is way too naive about this whole thing. The Joseph Group invited him to dinner. It doesn't mean they'll agree to the partnership, as far as I know. There's another company that also wants to cooperate with the Joseph Group. That company started paving the way a month ago already, as for which senior executive of the Joseph Group that company's salesperson is working with, how close their relationship is, what interest conflicts they have. These are all critical details. Lin Tao hasn't even figured out any of these details, and he's just going to the dinner blindly. You don't even have to guess the result. He's definitely not going to get the point. I tidied up my desk a little and killed another half hour. I'm just about to clock off for the day. Got today's base pay in the bag again, yay? Over these past 3 years, I've never felt as relaxed as I do right now. Even though company policy says off work at 5:30, but for this position I'm in, there's no such thing as fixed quitting time. Handle work tasks during work hours. Gotta take clients out for dinner after work. But today's different. I'm eating at my family's own hotel, Haishan Grand Hotel, one of the only 4 Michelin-starred venues in the whole city. And all the head chefs tonight were specially called over by my dad, just to prepare a meal for me. Lobster ginseng abalone steak. The table was loaded with all kinds of delicious food. Dad sat beside me, enthusiastically piling food on my plate. Then Mom spoke up, "Son, you're not busy lately, right?" "Nah, not busy now, pretty relaxed." "Great, that's such a relief. You used to go out drinking every single day. Your dad and I were worried sick about you." Mom leaned closer to me and piled 2 more portions of food onto my plate. "This bird's nest is good for your stomach. You should drink more of it. Don't follow your dad's example. All he ever eats is seafood. He won't even know how he gets gout later." As Mom was saying that, she glanced over at Dad. The atmosphere was so warm and cozy. I chuckled softly and just ate in silence. "Son, why do you look like you have something on your mind?" Mom quickly picked up that something was off. I didn't plan on hiding anything anyway. I first shoveled a bite of rice into my mouth before speaking seriously. "Mom, Dad, I want to come home and run the family business." After a short moment of silence, Mom and Dad immediately broke into huge grins. "Wow, that's perfect. That's amazing. You want to come back to run the family business?" Of course, I'm absolutely thrilled about it. Dad clapped me on the shoulder, while Mom smiled softly. Our little Kay has finally grown up and become sensible. You have no idea your dad stays in the office every day. His hair is turning gray from all the stress. It breaks my heart to see him like that. The 2 of them laughed, crinkles forming at the corners of their eyes. Under the dim, warm lamplight, I only just noticed that Dad already has streaks of gray hair at his hairline, and Mom has also been dyeing her hair. "Yeah, but I need a little more time first. I have to settle some accounts with the people at my current company. No rush. Take all the time you need." Dad smiled so wide his eyes crinkled shut and took a sip of liquor by himself. "Don't drink so much of that." Mom patted his hand to stop him. Meanwhile, I was making plans in my head. Our family's business is mainly focused on the industrial sector. My parents got rich from the development dividends of that era, and the logistics industry that I'm very familiar with can probably be integrated with industrial operations to make some adjustments to our family's industrial structure. In just a few minutes, my thoughts became much clearer, and this line of thinking solidified a decision for me. That is, to drain my current company completely dry. Anyway, that company only survives off of my client orders. I might as well take all of them with me. That Lin Tao is a total useless idiot anyway. He can't make any big moves to stop me. Just as I was deep in thought, there was a loud commotion outside the private room door, along with the sound of glass shattering. "What's going on?" Dad frowned slightly. A waiter rushed into the private room quickly. "Sir, there's someone causing a ruckus in the main hall." Dad stood up, but I pressed down gently on his shoulder. "Let me handle this. I'll go check what's happening." Dad glanced at me and finally nodded in agreement. I walked out following the waiter. The corner of the main hall was a total mess. To my surprise, I actually saw a familiar figure there. The person causing trouble was actually Lin Tao. He was speaking in Russian. "What's there to be scared of?" I leaned in to listen, and I couldn't help but find it funny. "You already signed a contract with Linchuan Shipping, and now you're still asking me out for dinner. Aren't you just messing with me on purpose? You think I, Lin Tao, am here to be your little plaything?" He roared angrily, pointing straight at several Russians from the Joseph Group. And that smashing noise I heard earlier was him, breaking the hotel's glass table. Looking at the glass shards scattered all over the floor, I couldn't help feeling a little pained. That's all fucking money. He's definitely got to pay for this. Getting yelled at right to their faces. The Russians weren't just gonna take it lying down. They stood up immediately. Their huge builds were a whole head taller than Lin Tao. Our Joseph group does not only have one cooperation project available, and signing a contract with Linchuan Shipping. It isn't an annual framework cooperation deal either. It's just a one-time cooperation. We can change partners at any time. As he spoke, another Russian shook his head in apparent disappointment. We originally wanted to find a long-term partner too. That way we wouldn't have to waste our monthly energy haggling with shipping service providers. But your company, especially you, have let me down so badly. I know the man who spoke just now. That's Carl, the leader of the Joseph group. Honestly, the fact that he's sitting here dining with Lin Tao already shocks me a lot. They haven't noticed me yet. They're still arguing and confronting each other. There are other waiters nearby, cleaning up the broken glass shards. Meanwhile, one waiter is trying to negotiate compensation with Lin Tao. Get lost! Just ask your manager to bring me the compensation bill. Right after he said that, Lin Tao turned to glare at Carl, red-faced and furious. I drank 6 bottles of Beiju for this deal. My stomach still hurts right now. And you're just playing me for a fool. Now you're feeding me empty promises again, talking about cooperating next time. Lin Tao's face is as red as a monkey's butt. You can tell he's totally wasted. Carl, on the other hand, looked completely calm. The corners of his eyes slightly red. Mr. Lin Tao, no one forced you to drink? If you can't hold your liquor, you don't have to drink at all. Besides, I already said, the cooperation with Linchuan Shipping is only temporary. If you really think I'm messing with you, then there's no point in having this meal at all. I, Carl, don't need this meal anyway. As soon as he finished speaking, the whole place fell silent. Next to the shattered glass table, the only sound was waiters cleaning up broken glass. In the middle of the silence, I stopped the waiter who had just tried to negotiate compensation with Lin Tao. I took the compensation bill from his hand. I couldn't help but sneer. I leaned down and said to the waiter, "Go add a 0 at the end of the compensation amount." The waiter froze for a moment. I patted him on the shoulder and said, "Tell your manager the young boss said so." Finally, the waiter took the compensation bill and turned to leave. Lin Tao's face changed slightly. He finally spoke up to explain, "That's not what I meant. Of course, Mr. Carl doesn't care about this meal, but we were clearly talking about this current cooperation. Pushing it to next time will definitely cause misunderstandings." He realized his attitude was too aggressive just now, so he started speaking nicely to smooth things over. Watching from the sidelines, I found this whole scene so entertaining. Lin Tao actually tried to bring his spoiled young master temper to the workplace. Sure enough, Carl's expression darkened, and he said coldly and sharply, "Do you think my Joseph group is only going to survive for 1 more month? Why are you in such a desperate rush?" As soon as he finished speaking, Lin Tao's face also turned ugly, but he could only grit his teeth and hold it in. Lin Tao was indeed anxious. He was desperate to prove his ability with a cooperation deal. To be precise, he wanted to prove his ability to me, so he was chasing quick success. "I'm not in a rush. That's not true at all. This is all a misunderstanding. I lost control after drinking too much." In his hurried explanation, Lin Tao said another thing that hit a sore spot. Sure enough, Carl's face got even gloomier. "Well, in that case, sorry. But the Joseph group never cooperates with people who have bad drinking manners." With that, Carl turned around ready to leave. But when he turned around, he saw me, who had been watching for a long time. He called out Mr. Hai the second he saw me. Carl was obviously very excited, greeting me in English with a rolled tongue accent. "Long time no see, Carl." He stretched his arm out to me. "Long time no see." After the brief greeting, Carl patted me on the shoulder. "For this shipping matter, why weren't you the one from Lowai Logistics to coordinate this?" He had a faint look of resentment on his face. He glanced vaguely at Lin Tao behind him. The 2 young employees next to Lin Tao had their heads bowed very low. They didn't dare say a word in this situation, scared of getting dragged into this mess. Meanwhile, Lin Tao looked at me. His expression changed from shock to anger. "Wu Chinky, didn't you say you wouldn't come? Why did you follow me here?" He said this to me in Mandarin. The client next to me looked confused. He couldn't understand Mandarin very well. I responded with a soft smile. "Of course I came to watch you make a fool of yourself." I said this in Russian. Carl laughed. "Mr. Wu is such a straightforward person. I really like people like you. But is this guy your newly hired employee? Fire him as soon as possible. Otherwise, I'm afraid he'll totally ruin the reputation you've built over the years." I glanced at Carl. "You're wrong. He's my new boss. A returnee graduate. Master of Finance. Pretty impressive, huh?" That line was totally sarcastic. No one present could miss the hidden meaning. As soon as I finished speaking, Lin Tao's face turned dark with rage. "What do you mean?" Wu Qingke, how can you say that in front of clients? Slandering me is slandering the company. Do you have any sense of teamwork? He also spoke in Russian. The client frowned heavily as he listened. Stop your unprofessional behavior of bad-mouthing the company. I responded with a soft laugh. Then I turned and smiled at Carl. Speaking of firing people, he's the only one who has the right to fire me. After all, higher rank means more power. After hearing what I said, Carl shook his head gently. After a short pause, he said earnestly, if Mr. Wu Qingke is interested, the door of Joseph Group is always open for you. An olive branch was offered right to me. Thank you for your kindness, Mr. Carl. Maybe I'll take you up on that in the future. As for our conversation, Lin Tao could only grit his teeth in anger. Being familiar with Carl is my personal connection with the client. There's nothing he can do about it. Meanwhile, the waiter holding the compensation slip had walked up to Lin Tao again. Sir, this is the compensation bill you need to pay. Lin Tao stared at the bill for a moment, his eyes suddenly widening. The next second, he held the bill closer to his face, as if he was trying to confirm the numbers. Over $1 million? Are you people crazy? 1.5 million for a single table. You must have added an extra zero, right? It should be 150,000, right? Lin Tao yelled at the waiter while waving the bill. His loud noise immediately drew a lot of attention again. Most of the onlookers frowned. The waiter looked a bit scared, but forced himself to reply, yes, that's correct. The price has been verified by our manager and the boss's son. That answer shocked Lin Tao again. What the hell? 1.5 million for a table. That's enough to buy a luxury car. I couldn't help but snort and cut in. Don't you know Haixing Hotel is a 4-star Michelin restaurant? So what if it's 4-star? A 4-star place can't extort 1.5 million from me for a table, right? Don't you know that for 4-star hotels, crystal tables are standard equipment? I said with a look of disgust. My act looked totally convincing. I specifically wanted him to pay this 1.5 million. Even though Lin Tao got his job through connections, he's not exactly rolling in cash. Paying over $1 million must hurt his wallet pretty bad. The next second, something I never expected happened. Lin Tao actually called out to Carl directly. You have to stay and split the compensation with me. It seemed he'd accepted he had to pay. So he came up with this stupid idea. Carl froze mid-step. Split the compensation. Why? His face was full of disbelief. Because you were eating at the same table as me. Carl was completely stunned. But you're the one who broke the table. Who knew Lin Tao would have the nerve to say, who do you think made me slam the table? So the table breaking is partly your fault, right? So you should pay for part of it, right? Hearing this ridiculous argument, even I was impressed. I silently clapped for him in my head. At this rate, in less than 2 months, he'll ruin the reputation of Roe Shipping. Heck, it might not even take till tomorrow. The company's name will be totally dragged through the mud. The shipping circle is tiny after all. News spreads extremely fast. Roe Shipping making clients split compensation bills will definitely become the hottest gossip in the circle. Lin Tao is such an idiot. He's even dumber than I thought. Sure enough, after Carl's face turned pale with anger for a while, he told his assistant to take out his bank card directly. No need. Since you say it's my fault, I'll pay for the entire table. It's just 1.5 million, no big deal. But remember, starting today, your Roe Shipping will forever be on the blacklist of Joseph Group, Carl said angrily. But when he looked at me, his face softened a little. Of course, everything I just said does not apply to Mr. Wu Qingke. After all, I know Mr. Wu's style very well. Roe Shipping doesn't want you around, but my Joseph Group always welcomes you. I nodded and smiled to return his kindness. After Lin Tao watched Carl swipe his card to pay the compensation, his face actually relaxed a lot. Looks like he was really scared of paying that 1.5 million in compensation. He doesn't even have 1.5 million, and he's the chairman's relative. That's pretty ridiculous, Mr. Carl. Even though you paid all the compensation, the portion I'm supposed to cover, I'll transfer it to your account. Lin Tao stood far away, yelling towards Carl. But Carl didn't even glance at him, turned around and walked straight towards the door. General Manager Lin is really quite impressive. You made 1.5 million for the company right after taking office. I looked at him with a soft smile. Of course, the smile was full of mockery. Oh wait, no. You saved 1.5 million actually. After all, this 1.5 million isn't transferred to Roe Shipping's public account. Lin Tao glanced at me, his face cold and stern. Don't get cocky. Wait till we're at the company tomorrow. I'll teach you a lesson. You're just a low-level employee. You think you're so tough just because you know a few people. With that said, Lin Tao held his head high and left directly with a few of his lackeys. I watched his back as he left. Thanks for the 1.5 million, young Master Lin. He froze slightly. but didn't figure out what I meant. He just let out a cold snort. Lin Tao left the hotel. I held the POS machine, staring at the single 1.5 million transaction. I felt so great inside. This is way better than earning those tiny commissions from drinking with clients every day. But I'm actually kind of looking forward to it. Lin Tao made a client pay compensation today. Did such a stupid thing. How will Sujaki deal with this nepo baby tomorrow? This show is definitely worth watching. At the morning company meeting, Lin Tao. What on earth is going on here? Overnight, 7 or 8 companies have requested to cancel their cooperation. Sujaki started throwing a fit early in the morning. Several of them are even willing to pay high liquidated damages just to terminate their partnership with us. As the general manager, give me an explanation. The fact that Sujaki used this tone with this nepo baby means she was absolutely furious. I sat in the corner of the conference room watching the show slowly. Anyway, nothing is easier than watching drama unfold. Lin Tao waved his hand. I've only been at the company a few days. How would I know what's going on? Besides, all these companies requesting to cancel contracts, aren't they all Wu Chinka's clients? Why don't you ask him what's wrong? Lin Tao held the cancellation list and answered with a completely unconcerned look on his face. Suddenly canceling contracts? Maybe some people are just disloyal, who knows? As he spoke, he didn't forget to throw me under the bus. Sujaki's face softened a little. I got a little too worked up. I just heard that the Joseph Group announced they will never cooperate with our company again. What exactly happened yesterday? Sujaki asked, her voice very gentle this time. Yesterday we had to compensate the hotel for the table. I told Carl we'd split it half and half, but he ended up blocking me. I couldn't even send the transfer to him. Lin Tao explained. He even pulled up the transfer record with an innocent look to show everyone. Look, there's an exclamation mark on WeChat. He blocked me. There's nothing I can do about it. Hearing these words, Sujaki's face turned dark with anger. You made the client split the compensation with you. She definitely heard some rumors about what happened last night. She just wasn't sure. We ate together. The dining table got broken. Of course we should split the compensation. Lin Tao said confidently, like he was totally in the right. Sujaki frowned. Although we didn't sign an annual framework contract with the Joseph Group before, we still made several million a year from small collaborations with them. If the Joseph Group really announced they'll never cooperate with us, the company will lose at least 22 million RMB per year. At the same time, if those 7 or 8 companies that want to cancel cooperation all terminate their contracts, the annual loss will be at least 300 million RMB. That's 20% of the company's annual performance. It counts as a major loss. Sujaki rubbed her temples. Who wouldn't get a headache from such a major accident? Everyone fell silent. No one dares to rock the boat right now. Even the well-connected Lin Tao didn't utter a word, but all eyes fell on me. Sujaki stared straight at me. Wu Qingke. If I remember correctly, you seem pretty close with the Joseph Group, huh? I played with my phone and pretended I didn't hear her. Wu Qingke, I hummed in response. Sujaki frowned. Are you close with the Joseph Group or not? Not really, I replied quietly. That's impossible. I heard you're really close with Carl from the Joseph Group, right? Hearing that, I tilted my head and asked, so what? What do you want me to do? How about you go deal with the issues with the Joseph Group? As soon as she said that, the entire conference room went silent instantly. No one expected Sujaki to actually have the nerve to say something like that. My expression went from shocked and disbelieving to resigned, then I let out a cold sneer. Director Lin, you can't be serious, right? Of course I'm serious. Sujaki looked confused. You're the only one who can fix this problem. Why shouldn't you be the one to go? I was so mad I slammed my hand on the table. Just because I have the ability to fix problems means I have to be the one to solve them. Who was the so-called big shot that made Carl pay 1 million yen last night? Get your facts straight. But right after I finished speaking, Sujaki also looked furious. The company is at a life or death moment right now. Everyone in the company needs to stick together. Sujaki stood up as well. How can you act like this? You have zero team spirit. I laughed again. We're all adults here. You know the rule. Whoever makes the mistake takes responsibility, right? Even if it is a life or death crisis. Why are you coming to me? Go find your precious general manager. I rolled my eyes at Lin Tao as I said that. Lin Tao's face turned pale with anger. I tried my best to fix it last night, but Carl blocked me. She's still protecting Lin Tao at a time like this. Sujaki's ugly attitude really opened my eyes. Lin Tao, you just joined the company. This isn't your fault. Lin Tao nodded. We were dead set on getting the Joseph Group contract. For sure. But Wu Chinky just sat by and did nothing. He has no team spirit at all. People like him don't belong on this team, okay? I never expected that this meeting would end up targeting me specifically. So I have to be the one to solve the problem now? I asked again to confirm, confused. Sujaki nodded. That's right. The company's PR issue can only be fixed by you. According to my investigation, you and Carl are pretty close. If you ask him personally, he'll probably take back his statement. If he withdraws those comments, other companies won't refuse to cooperate with us. Hearing that, I just found it ridiculous. I can't believe someone would say that. Is this company my family or something? I have to fix every problem that comes up. I questioned Sujaki. Let me tell you something. Whatever relationship I have with Carl, that's our personal business. As for company matters, whoever made the mistake gets to fix it. I walked right out the door after saying that. How did I never notice before? That Sujaki is completely nuts. She can say such totally illogical stuff. So casually, like it's no big deal. I got back to my desk. I tidied up my tea set. About 10 minutes later, Sujaki finally walked out with the others. Looked like the meeting was over. Sujaki stood right in front of me. She looked at me seriously and spoke. Let me tell you something, Wuchinke. If you don't treat the company like your own business, then I don't think you're a good fit for this company. I knew exactly what she meant. She was basically giving me the boot. Honestly, I wasn't scared of that at all. Fine, then I'll quit. But first I'm going to finance to calculate how much commission the company owes me. Hearing this, Sujaki's face went pale and she forced a laugh. The company has its own procedures. Even if you want to leave, you have to go through the whole process first. Fine, what's the process then? I crossed my legs. I stared at Director Lin and pressed her for an answer. Once I finish the process, I'll get my commission, right? Sujaki's face paled even more. What's going on with the company right now? I think you already know that for sure. Besides, even if we are to pay you the commission, we have to wait until the company receives the payment first. Just keep doing your job. The company won't treat you badly. Her expression softened a little, and she even offered to pour me a glass of water. But I don't have a sense of teamwork, right? No team spirit? Disobedient to management? Shouldn't I just leave then? Holding the water glass, I continued to ask. No, that's not true at all. Sujaki changed her tune real fast. Haha. Even if you don't have team spirit, we can cultivate that gradually, right? But I don't want to cultivate that. We don't need to force that at all. The company also likes people who do their own thing. It's good for innovation. Hearing that, I couldn't help sneering. Sure enough, Sujaki is such a two-faced hypocrite. Just when I wanted to give her a harder time, Lin Tao suddenly appeared in front of me. So you got Carl sorted out? Big deal. Don't think you're all that capable. If you ask me, you're just arrogant for your trivial skills. You think you're way better than everyone else, so you act all high and mighty. The truth is, without the company, you're nothing. Listening to his words, I didn't even bother to refute him. A loser like Lin Tao, even when he tries to badmouth me, he can't even come up with any new tricks. If I heard him say this before, I might have gotten angry, but now I'm used to it. I even find it kind of boring. I touched my ear and didn't respond to him. He seemed to have expected my reaction. Lin Tao walked over and said to Sujaki, I'll handle this matter myself. Sometimes, we don't necessarily need him. This line sounded so familiar. I think Lin Tao made the same bold promise at a dinner party before. Sujaki is two-faced and a total sycophant. But this old woman isn't stupid. Hearing what Lin Tao said, she immediately tried to persuade him nicely. Lin Tao, PR work isn't as easy as you think. This matter is really complicated. Sujaki paused, trying to sound as gentle as possible. So for this matter, just stay out of it, okay? She was probably really scared that Lin Tao would mess things up again and make it way worse than it already is. But Lin Tao looked super stubborn and unwilling to back down. I'm going to show some people what responsibility looks like and teach him what it means to dedicate to the company. His words immediately drew everyone's attention in the office. Some of them looked at him like he was a total idiot. I obviously said nothing, crossing my arms and standing aside, sipping the tea Sujaki poured for me. Sujaki tried to persuade him for another 10 minutes. She wanted me to step in for this matter. After all, I used to have a very good relationship with the Joseph group. She knew that. But with Lin Tao insisting on doing it, she called Carl again. Under everyone's gaze, Lin Tao walked out and I thought he was probably going to meet Carl. But Carl probably won't be nice to him at all. When Sujaki saw she couldn't persuade me, she had to let him try his luck as a last resort. Until Lin Tao's figure completely left the company, I stood up and patted Sujaki on the shoulder. In the future, don't just hire. all kinds of useless people into the company. Consider this my last advice to you before I resign. You're resigning. Sujaki still couldn't believe it. The company has helped you grow so much over the years and given you so many resources. How can you decide to resign now? Her words made me pause for a second. Sujaki, don't you fucking push your luck? Is the company giving me resources? Or am I, Wuchinke, pouring my own resources into the company? You know that better than I do, Sujaki. Without holding anything back, I replied coldly. In front of everyone, I still had a tiny bit of hope for you guys. But you, Sujaki, until the very last minute, still think I owe the company something. What a waste of all these years of our relationship. You're so ungrateful. After I said that, Sujaki got a little frantic. Wuchinke, is a job title really that important to you? Let me be honest with you. Lin Tao's general manager position even has a lower base salary than yours. I shook my head coldly. Now, for them, I don't really feel like communicating with anyone much anymore, especially after the regular meeting this morning. It made me see things way more clearly. No matter how much I give, no matter what I do, at this company I'm just a disposable pawn to use and discard whenever they want. Turns out the saying working for others means taking crap is totally true. You have no idea how important the job title is to me. You don't even know what's driven me all these years. To drink till I throw up every single night. But you could have told me, right? We could have worked something out. Sujaki got even more frustrated and frantic, but I shook my head and said no need. It doesn't matter anymore. I turned around and left after saying that there's no point staying here any longer. In this industry, Lin Tao is literally digging his own grave. Carl doesn't care if other companies cave in at all. For a group chairman to make an announcement decision like this, just how mad he must be. You can easily imagine that, and Lin Tao wants to fix this. That's just wishful thinking. Originally, I planned to slowly hollow out this company, then combine it with my family's resources, and build everything here up properly. But now, Lin Tao has helped me so much already. I really owe him big time. He even saved me from worrying about paying the penalty for terminating my company contract. I just need to start a new company, then quickly reach out to the companies that terminated their contracts with Row Shipping, and sign contracts with them, that's all. Plus, given how close Carl and I are, I can ask him to put out another announcement, stating that my new company is the preferred partner of the Joseph Group. If that happens, signing contracts with those other companies will be way less difficult. After all, for a brand new company, credibility is a pretty big deal. With the Joseph Group's endorsement, then everything will work out smoothly. After I figured all this out, I immediately started taking action. The process of registering a company isn't hard. The key thing is to schedule a time with Carl. In the evening, I made a phone call. Carl's tone was clearly pretty annoyed. I'm so frustrated right now. Mr. Wuchinke, are you here to talk me out of it too? It was obvious Lin Tao had annoyed the hell out of him today. I spoke with a soft laugh. I have zero interest in doing that. I'm calling today to ask you, Mr. Carl, would you be free to grab a drink with me? There was crackling static from the other end of the line. After a short pause, Carl's tone clearly got excited, of course. If it's Mr. Wuchinke, I'd be more than happy to. 9 p.m., I met Carl at a bar. I picked a nice quiet bar with good taste. The drinks are strong, Russian-style cocktails. I took a small sip. This kind of liquor really has a kick. Carl took a big gulp. That's so good. This is exactly the taste. No way. I need to order another one. He called the waiter over and ordered another high-proof tequila. I watched quietly. I didn't say anything. Do you want another one too? Carl looked at me. His little mustache twitched slightly upward. Oh no, I prefer being a little tipsy. We chatted in Russian. Carl took another small sip of his drink. Instead of asking you, Mr. Wu, whether you want another drink, what I'm actually more curious about is why you wanted to have a drink with me, Mr. Xiaokei. Can't we just drink for fun? I swirled my wine glass. Does it seem to you that I always have an ulterior motive? It's not that you're too utilitarian. Carl shook his head. The way I see it, you're just the same kind of person as me. We can never just sit around and do nothing. And once you do slow down, it must mean you have an even bolder and more brilliant idea up your sleeve. He stared at me with those bright blue eyes, deep and piercing. Haha, you guessed it right. Nothing gets past those eyes of yours. I didn't bother hiding it anyway. That's exactly why I'm meeting Carl tonight.
After I explained the whole thing briefly,
The look on Carl's face was absolutely priceless. You're going solo. That's such an amazing decision. Let's toast to this. The sound of clinking glasses echoed in the air. I held up my glass and downed it in one go. I need Mr. Carr's help. As for what I need, I'll be straight with you. In the shipping industry, Joseph Group is the top player. Even the annual shipping volume of John Group can't hold a candle to Joseph Group's after hearing what I said. Carr's face flushed slightly. I like the way you talk. He took a bite of a lime, grimaced at the sour taste, and took a big sip of cocktail. Even though Joseph Group already has contracted partners right now. But if it's you, I can call a shareholders meeting on my authority and award you all of the group's annual shipping contracts. He stared at me, looking dead serious, looking forward to working together. We clinked glasses again. The alcohol amped up the vibe under the lights. The newly founded shipping company didn't hold a ribbon-cutting ceremony. Instead, it operated low-key under the radar to recruit clients and talents. Even though I was dead drunk, I still showed up to work on time the next day. At the morning briefing, they all seemed surprised to see me there. I sat down in my seat. I saw that Sujaki and Lin Tao both looked pretty upset. What's more, Chairman Qian even showed up today. He sat in the head seat, his face still twisted with anger. Carr already took the 1 million, it's true. Lin Tao pulled out his phone to show proof. Like he was desperate to prove his point. Then why hasn't Joseph Group taken down the announcement yet? Mr. Qian's face was still furious. You can't expect them to take it down first thing. The morning after we cleared things up yesterday, right? They must be having a meeting about it right now. Meetings take time, obviously. Lin Tao tried to explain. In front of Mr. Qian, he didn't have that arrogant, aggressive attitude he usually has around me. I grinned. This drama is way too entertaining. So after you transferred the money yesterday, did Carr say anything to you? Sujaki asked from the side. Nope, nothing at all. Lin Tao waved his hand. He just said he already forgave me. He didn't even offer you a drink. Sujaki was shocked. There's no alcohol in their meeting room at all. Why would he offer me a drink? Lin Tao explained again. This time he sounded a little annoyed too. If you don't believe me, just call him and ask. Duh. Fine, we'll wait till noon. Mr. Qian raised his hand to cut off their argument. No matter how big Joseph Group is, taking down an announcement shouldn't take all morning. It was obvious. The company was really in trouble this time. Otherwise, knowing how Mr. Qian is, there's no way he'd show up at the office himself. The losses this time are huge. It's already affecting our final round of financing before going public. Someone has to take the blame for this. At these words, Lin Tao, who had just breathed a sigh of relief, immediately waved his hands. This isn't my fault at all. If anyone's to blame, it's Wu Qingke. If he hadn't just stood by doing nothing, things wouldn't have gotten this bad. Lin Tao looked at me, shifting all the blame to me again. I laughed out of anger. Are you fucking kidding me? You're the one who made that military pledge. This has nothing to do with me. Then what were you doing there? Can't I eat at the hotel? Are you the only one allowed to eat there? That's hilarious. I snapped right back at him. The atmosphere in the meeting room was super tense. Mr. Qian raised his hand. Everyone shut up for a second. The most important thing right now is to fix the company's crisis. Until we fix this, talking about who's to blame is useless. Mr. Qian paused and added, also, Wu Qingke, you're a key member of the company. You have a good relationship with Joseph Group. I think you can help out here. If there's anything you can do, you have to step up. Hearing this, I rolled my eyes immediately. Sorry, I already submitted my resignation. Lin Tao jumped up immediately. See? He's fleeing to avoid punishment, you idiot. He insulted me without any mercy. Lin Tao's face was livid. Then Mr. Qian snapped, Enough! Meeting adjourned. Mr. Qian stared at me, his eyes full of anger the whole time. Typical capitalist. The whole company is full of his relatives and cronies. A bunch of useless leeches. He even dares to put these nepotism hires above me. There's no way Lin Tao got the general manager position without Mr. Qian's approval. That's absolutely impossible. I don't care about these things anymore now. I went back to my seat and continued making tea. I really want to see how they are going to play this whole farce out. The morning passed very peacefully. Neither Lin Tao nor Su Jiaqi came to trouble me. I grabbed a quick bite for lunch. As soon as I got back to the company, I saw several people looking furious to the extreme. Especially President Chen in the conference room had a dark face, yelling at Lin Tao and Su Jiaqi about something. But the conference room was separated by glass, so I couldn't hear what they were saying. I crossed my legs and kept scrolling on my phone. Pretty soon, President Qian actually walked to my workstation. Come with me to the office.
Oh, okay.
Inside the chairman's office, I sat straight across from President Qian. Xiao Ke, the contributions you have made to the company over these years are obvious to all of us. The second he opened his mouth, he pulled that standard leadership routine. I immediately cut him off. Nah, no need for that. I haven't made any great contributions. If you have something to say, just get straight to the point, please. I hate it the most when people beat around the bush. Looking at my attitude, President Qian's expression kept changing. This good-for-nothing had never been talked to like this by me before. Fine, then I will speak frankly. President Qian crossed his fingers. The crisis our company is facing this time is very serious. I hope you can step up. If you can solve the crisis, I will propose to the board of directors to give you 15% of the company shares. You should know, this is already a pretty big offer. It is indeed a big offer. 15% shares already means you are not a minor shareholder, but offering it now shows no sincerity at all. If you wanted to give it to me, you should have done it when I grew the company to the scale it is at now. I replied calmly, without a single trace of emotional fluctuation. Xiaokei, this is not the time to act on impulse. We all work out here to make money, right? President Qian patted my arm patiently. It was not a good time to bring this up before. Now you have the chance to turn the tide. Isn't getting these shares perfectly reasonable? I sneered coldly. I have heard this kind of empty promise so many times. I am literally sick of hearing it. I actually didn't come out to work just for money. President Qian was stunned. Then what are you here for? I let out a cold sneer and did not answer. What I want now is something you can no longer give me. Before President Qian could react, I stood up and said with a soft smile, forget it. I don't think we have anything to talk about. If nothing goes wrong, I will sign the voluntary commission waiver agreement this afternoon, and then I can leave the company. President Qian was stunned again. Hundreds of thousands of commission. You are just gonna give it up like that. What other choice do I have? After all, I have said before, I'm not short of money. With that, I even deliberately shook my limited edition Bugatti sports car key. President Qian looked shocked. Is the commission you offered even enough for one car maintenance? It's like a total joke. Looking at his expression, I knew for sure he would not believe me. He probably thought it was just a lighter of mine. But I don't care. Anyway, very soon, this railway shipping company will probably even struggle to survive. In the pleasant chat with the HR lady in the afternoon, I finished signing all the handover procedures. As for those clients, I handed all of them to Lin Tao without holding anything back. It's not because I am stupid, but because I know clearly Lin Tao can't keep these clients. Lin Tao looked at me with an unbelievable gaze. It's hard to believe you are really leaving. Yes, General Manager, I replied with a soft smile. You are not capable enough to lead me. Lin Tao's face turned dark instantly, but I was already ready to leave. Suddenly there was a commotion outside the window. Strong gusts of wind blew past. My father's face appeared outside the transparent glass. He actually came in a helicopter. Holy crap, Dad, are you being that dramatic? Amid everyone's shocked gazes, my phone rang. Hey, son, what kind of lousy company is this? That doesn't even have a helipad. I rubbed my forehead helplessly. Dad, you are making way too big a scene. I just finished a meeting in the neighboring province. I wanted to rush back to see you. Quitting your job is great. Quitting is a good thing. Come work with your dad. You won't have to attend endless business dinners all the time. The call was on speakerphone. Many employees looked totally shocked. The guy who'd worked with them for so many years turned out to be a secret rich heir. Everyone was stunned that the rich kid hid his identity. Just to work at a small company, Lin Tao was completely dumbfounded. His mouth was slightly open. You could tell he was about to say something just now, but he was shocked by the scene in front of him. Sujaki rushed over. She looked at me, then at the helicopter hovering mid-air. Her expression was complicated. Mr. Qian also walked out of his office. When he saw this scene, his face instantly turned dark. Dad, cut the crazy stuff already. I drove here myself today. You don't need to pick me up. Fly the helicopter back home. As soon as I finished speaking, a reply immediately came from the phone. All right. I still have to check on the chef, see if he cooked as I instructed today. Okay, I'll hang up now. The call was ended. The helicopter in the sky slowly left. I walked into the elevator as well. The Bugatti Veyron roared like a dinosaur. Its fiery red figure cut through the darkness of the parking lot and sped towards the busy city traffic. I had no idea what the so-called leaders, up in the office building, looked like at that moment, but their expressions must have been priceless. I sighed. I originally wanted to keep a low profile. Half a month later, I basically stabilized the new company's client base. The companies that terminated their contracts with Rowe Group were of all sizes, without the endorsement of Joseph Group. I had already taken on almost all of them. At my request, Joseph Group will only announce our annual framework cooperation next week. The new company is called Shanghai Shipping. It's destined to aim for the stars and the vast sea. After I came back, my parents were also extremely happy. I just casually mentioned my new ideas. They immediately told me to go ahead with it. I'm almost fully in charge of the family business now. In just half a month, a rumor started spreading in the business circle. The heir of the Wu family has ruthless methods and far-sighted vision, and is very handsome. With all the work experience I gained from working outside all these years, running the family business is totally no problem for me. The establishment of Shanghai Shipping has created a perfect closed loop for the family industry. We can save at least hundreds of millions a year on transportation costs. When Joseph Group announced the news of its annual framework cooperation with Shanghai Shipping, everyone in the shipping industry learned that I'm the one backing Shanghai Shipping. This also made them even more determined. To terminate their contracts with Row Shipping, I had already secured most of the clients before. Now I got almost all of them. Row Shipping, which was just about to go public, had its market value plummet. It fell below the floor price in just half a month. Its backers even pulled out large amounts of capital. For Row Shipping, this was definitely adding insult to injury. Unsurprisingly, I got a call from Mr. Qian at the end of the month. Wu Qingke. Wait, I should call you Mr. Wu now, haha. Mr. Qian. What a pleasant surprise. I took the call while standing in a tall building, overlooking the night view of the entire city. The building across from me was literally right below my feet. Mr. Wu, you're really something. You spent 3 years undercover, just to take us down completely. Hearing that, I was a little stunned for a second. Undercover for 3 years? Haha, your vision is too narrow. Mr. Qian's vision is as small as ever, I replied with a smile. I told you before, I didn't work there for money. But what I was actually after, and what I had put in, you never even wanted to give me what I deserved. Mr. Qian was slightly stunned. So you just gutted the company entirely. My tone was ice cold under the night sky. I was the one who saved Row Shipping in the first place. You've been leeching off it for 3 years. You should be content enough. With a cold sneer, Mr. Qian's voice turned harsh. Wu Qingke, you're too ruthless. You'll get what's coming to you sooner or later. Great life philosophy there, Mr. Qian. I continued with a soft laugh. Let me give you a piece of advice too. Hire fewer nepotism hires when you start your next company. Row Shipping is going under. All because of that nepo baby Lin Tao. That general manager position was supposed to be mine. Mr. Qian froze. All just for the general manager position. Yep, the call hangs up. The only thing left in the air is silence. The whole city is brightly lit, and that building right beneath my feet has long gone dark.